Hi all. Okay. In previous video, we have seen how to create operator ID, how to create organization division unit in Pega, and how to create new operator ID and login. Okay. The next is how, as I told you earlier, I'm going to cover 5 CSA questions on the same topic. The topic is creating new operator ID. Operator ID concept only. I'll give you 5 CSA questions and 5 real-time interview questions. In this video, I am going to cover these topics. Okay, so if we see the previous video, we got error like in last minute, like organization unit is not mapped. So what is that error? That will be our first question. I'll tell you. Access group is not matched. Okay. So what is an access group? So answer is an access group defines what application and portal user can access. See, simply I have logged into the application. Now I'm clicking the organization. This is the ID we created. I gave here default access to create an ID. But why I given the default access? I don't have any access groups created by me. So when I'm going to create that access group means after creation of framework application, I'm going to create the access groups. Framework and implementation creation. I'll tell you what is the access group and how to create access group and all things. But I want to know what exactly the access group is. So the question is, what is an access group? An access group defines what application and portal user can access. So simply if I click on down arrow, see, so many access are available. So if I give the PRPC portal user access, the use if I click on this one, he can only access, but he cannot do any changes. What is administrator access? He can change, he can do the all the changes in the application. That's why I gave the administrator access for a default access. But if we give the user access, he can only use the application. We have to give user access to the teachers in our point of view, because they can only change the application, only use the application to enter the data and all, but they cannot change anything like roles and responsibilities. So these are the things covered in this access group. An access group defines what application and portal user can access. It like a permission set for user. I told you, know, this is the permission set. Okay, where is the password set for an operator ID? So if you go to the operator ID tab, where is that operator ID tab? Records, operator ID. So this is my operator ID. If you go to security tab, you can update the password, error rule, checkout, whatever the changes you want to do on password, you can go to operator ID. First, I'll show you Dev Studio, records, organization, operator ID, then security tab. So answer is security tab in the operator ID rule. Okay. Which field must be enabled for login? So this is the answer for the error which we got in previous video. Enable the checkbox. See, this one we need to enable. See where it is, this one. If we disable it, it will not allow you to, so we should enable it. Okay, this is the answer. Can one user have multiple access group? Yes, one user can have multiple access groups. So how the one user can, this is the administrator access. If we click on plus, if we click and press, we can add one more access, down arrow, some user access I am giving, double click on it. If we click on plus, we can give the n number of accesses to the one user. I can be a developer, I can be a user, I can be an admin, whatever the access I want to give, I can give. Okay, these all facilities only for administrator. Administrator only can change, made the changes, or developer can change the changes. Okay, I'm removing it. I'm not required for this. Okay, so our answer is, can one user have multiple access groups? Yes, depends on business requirement. We can say depends on business requirement. But only one can be default. See, if I click on here, I can give one more access. See, data scientist, some whatever. But if I click on here, after login to the Pega, directly it will show here. If I click it, this is called default access group. So that is what I have written here. See, Can one user have multiple access groups? Yes, but only one can be default. Remaining we can do the switch application. We'll tell you in later videos. Okay, where do you assign the default application for an operator ID in access group? This tells Pega which app load when the user is see. That's what I told you earlier also, previous question also. If I click on one more access I have given, assume I have given uh, some user access. If I click here, after login to the Pega application, it will directly open this user access, will not administrator access. If I want to go to administrator access, I need to switch. Here we will get switch application option. If we save it, it will come, but as of now, no need. I'll show in upcoming videos. Okay. These are the 5 CSA questions I have covered in this video. And coming to the real-time interview questions, why do we need to create new operator ID in a project? See, for role-specific access and environment safety. See, if we don't create an operator ID for our role-based, so maybe if we give all users to the admin access, they'll definitely corrupt the application. That's why depends on the role we need to create the operator ID. See, avoid the risk of using super admin access. If we give the super admin access, they will corrupt the application. Definitely, they'll not developers or admins. They'll not Pega users. How they will know? So simply they will corrupt the application. That's why we are giving user access to the users, developer access to the developers based on the role. Okay. What is the purpose of organization division unit? See, this is the second question. What is the purpose of organization? To organize users and control the access. Same like earlier. The explanation which I gave to the question 1 is enough for the question 2. Use it to reporting and access management. Okay. What happens if you don't create organization division unit and try to create an operator? Without creating organization division unit, if we try to get, there will be an error like there is no organization division unit existed. So this is the error we will get. Can the same operator ID be used for multiple environments of can the same operator ID? No, each environment should have its own user. For dev, we need to create dev environment operator ID. For QA, we need to create QA environment operator ID. For production, we need to create in production operator ID. That will be come in business. As of now, we can't show. Okay. Depends on the environment. If you access the dev environment, you need to have ID in developer environment. If you want to have access the test and QA is nothing but test environment, you have an ID in QA environment. See, for example, if we have a home, the main lock is separate and each bedroom have different locks. Assume if you want to go to one bedroom which is already locked, you should have the key for that bedroom. If you have the home key, you cannot go to that bedroom because you don't have key to the enter into that bedroom. That's similarly, if we want to create an operator, if you want to access the respective environment, you should have a ID in those respective environments. What is PegaRULES sysadmin for access group? It gives developer access, so we can see that we can see here, I think Pegasus. It's not coming here, not an issue, let it be. It gives developer access for a dev studio. PegaRULES sysadmin for. Okay. I think it should be there, but I can't see that. But no issues. After creation of our application, it will come. Okay, I'll show you then. Okay. With this, I'm concluding this concluding this video. And next video, we'll see how to create framework and implementation application. Until then, bye bye.